So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today as we delve into the details for our lesson. It's a pleasure to have you here, whether you are joining us personally or virtually. But before that, before we start our lesson, please pick up some pieces of papers under your chairs. Okay, so anybody's absent for today's meeting? Okay, so please sit back and make yourself comfortable as we go along with our topic this meeting. So, okay, when you were in your past school days, have you ever encountered some type of test? Or are you familiar with the word essay? Okay, so for today's meeting, as we were about to tackle the type of test. Okay, so learning outcomes, no, evaluative tools used to measure students' learnings, understanding, and proficiency. So, various types of tests serve distinct purposes. Also, what is essay? So, what is essay? No. So it is classified as non-objective tests, allow for the assessment of higher order thinking skills. In essay tests, students are required to write one or more paragraph on a specific topic. So what does it mean, no? So it means that essay is a piece of writing that presents a focused argument or discussion on a specific topic. Essays are often used in academic settings, no? So, but they can also be found in another forms of writing. Okay. So we have here some variety of objectives in writing an essay. So, the first one is comparing. Comparing, where describes the similarities, no, similarities and differences between or comparing the following methods for. So the second one is the analyzing. Oh, in analyzing an essay, it describes the reasoning errors in the following paragraphs. The third one is generalizing, where formulate several valid generalizations from the following data. The sixth one is classifying. Oh, what to do or what to follow items have in common. The seventh is applying, using the principles of as a guide, describe how you would solve the following problem situation. Then lastly is the creating, where it is making up a story or describing what would happen, no, what would be happened in the essay or the um the essay. So there are also some types of tests. So the first one is the restricted essay. Okay. And the second one is non-restricted essay or extended essay. So what is restricted essay? So it referred as a short focused response. So examples are asking students or write an example, list three reasons, or compare and contrast two techniques. So, for example, when you were making any argumentative essay, diba? So, with a limited scope, it focuses on specific aspect of a large topic. So, gina-specify lang niya ang important details on that um, essay, no? Okay, so the second one is the non-restricted essay or extended essay. So what does it mean? Okay, so Extended responses can be much longer and complex than a short responses. But students are encouraged to remain focused and organized. Okay, so for example, no, so a research essays delve deeply into a specific topic, drawing an extensive research and analysis. Okay, so for example, I give you a um, make an essay of um, for example, I give you a okay, so I give you activity or a um, project. So you write a argumentative essay and in non-restricted way or an extended essay. Okay. So um okay. So let's proceed. So there are also some guidelines for the formulation and scoring an essay test. So as a mentor or instructor, you have some guidelines, no, how to score an essay test. Also, the first one is phrase the direction in such a way that students are guided on the key concepts to be included, or specify how the students would respond. So what does it mean? No. So it means you need to write a clear and concise instruction. No. So before you give them that certain activity, you should give them a clear and concise instruction. So as a teacher, you need to make it a very obvious what the most important things are for students to focus on. Okay, so the rule number two, inform the students and the criteria to be used for grading their essays. So this rule allows the students to focus on a relevant and substantive materials rather. So what does it mean? So you need to communicate. You need to communicate the grading criteria clearly and directly. So, what is it? You need to determine clearly and directly. So, this means you need to explain the specific factors that will be considered when assessing their essays. Okay, so let's proceed to rule number three. So put a time limit on the essay test. So when you were conducting or giving an essay test, uh, uh, this means that you have or you need to establish a specific duration for the essay test. So you a time limit, no? Okay, so rule number four, A. Decide on your essay grading system prior to getting the essays of your students. Okay, so rule number five, evaluate all of the students' answers. So one question before proceeding to the another question. Question. So from the word evaluate, no, evaluate all the students' answers. So you should check or you should evaluate them um, before you proceed to the next question. So rule number six, evaluate answers to essay questions without knowing the certain identity. No, without without knowing the identity of the writer. So in writing an essay, um, you should when you're an evaluate or evaluating an essay questions, no, you don't need to identify who is the writer. So who is the writer of that certain essays. So rule number seven, whenever possible, have two or more persons grade each answer. Okay, so rule number eight, so do not provide a optional questions It is difficult to construct questionnaire of equal difficulty, and so teacher cannot have a valid comparison of students' achievement. So as what said that teacher cannot have a valid comparison. No. So we do not provide a optional questions rather. So rule number 9, provide information about the value weight of the question and how it will be scored. So when you were providing information, then um, how does it could be value and how it will be scored. So let's proceed to rule number 10, the last one. Emphasize the higher level thinking skills. Okay, so for this meeting, I want you to make or construct a certain essays like uh, the ano construct an essay based on the restricted two types of essay, the restricted essay and non-restricted essay. Okay, so you should you need to construct an essay. Okay, so it's up to you what's that title, what's the topic you want to make, but you should base the important thing is it based on the two types of essays. So make it concise and clearly or directly. So pass it on Google Classroom. Okay, so pass it on your Google Classrooms. Okay, so are we all clear? Okay, so maybe that's all for this meeting. So are you learning? Do you learn anything from our topic? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for attending and valuing this meeting. Either you're in personally or virtually. So that's all. Thank you.